just left with about 5 speakers more, and it's getting interesting. I think it's getting more interesting as the session is proceeding. So stay with us. So next, I'm going to invite Prerna Malan ma'am, who is the PRT Computer HOD and coordinator of Class 1 and 2, Holy Child School, Delhi. So over to you, Prerna.
Thank you so much, sir. Dear all, I want to start with a thought for every one of you to ponder upon. Many times we have heard or said these things to kids. Color between the lines, or color the sky blue, or copy the answer from the board, or draw the scenery as shown, write the answer as I dictate. Well, my dear educators, what exactly are we doing here? Setting some ground rules or instructions for them? Well, do you think by giving these instructions, we are telling them to be themselves? Where is their imagination? Where is their thought process? What if the child wants to create a scenery of her own or try another method of solving a question? Indeed, everyone knows we are talking about creativity here. I think it's the most commonly used words among teachers. But what are the ways or strategies to foster creativity in our students? You know, there's a statistic which shows that a number of times a child hears no from everyone around is 3 times more than hearing yes. So the ultimate rule, what is the ultimate rule to maintain that creativity level of our kids? By saying no all the time? Well, the ultimate rule to maintain that creativity level is being emotionally available to them. Many of you might be thinking that what is our task here? Our task as educators, as parents, as teachers? Well, a simple explanation here is our task is not to instill creativity in our kids, but to make sure that we don't squash what's already in there. They will certainly retain that curiosity through the turbulent middle school years into the high school, and then what is an adult mathematician or a scientist, who knows, or a happy person? A child who never lost creativity. But for this, my dear teachers, parents, you have to promise yourself that if it needs extra work, you are willing to do that extra work for the sake of preserving those creative minds in your class. So now let's talk about some strategies which you can follow in any level to foster creativity. The first thing which I strongly recommend in every class is the tradition of gifts. Here, the teacher's work is obviously to create a birthday chart so that the kids are aware about the upcoming birthdays in their class. But the instruction here is that the gift has to be something made by them and not bought from the market. It can be a letter, a drawing, a card made using paint software, record a song and play an instrument for that child. Write a positive note about that child. So the children will do what they are best at. And this will surely enhance their creativity. The second one is to ask open-ended questions, especially in subjects like mathematics, to develop their logical reasoning. For example, we have done a chapter in addition in the class. You can ask, well, my dear Ria, we have completed this chapter, but do you think addition is actually used anywhere? I mean, why are we studying it? Who uses addition? So these type of questions will give them space to think and to develop their creativity and thinking skills. Next is introducing my notebook, which will not be a subject-related notebook. This notebook will be with them at all times, and they will be recording their information, whatever they see, whatever fascinates them. They can write and they can draw, they can doodle, do calculations, and in fact, we can have a small activity in the class like 10 questions challenge for them. Take them out somewhere close to the nature and tell them to write any 10 things that are coming in their mind. You will be amazed to see, dear educators, how beautiful questions they have in their mind, like, why is the sky so big? Can we eat clouds? These are actually practical used strategies. This method will give them curiosity to ask questions and to observe things around. hence giving them a platform to be creative. Next is bringing them close to nature. If possible, whatever topic we are teaching, we must try to bring the students close to nature. Like we can teach children how to do paper cutting, paper folding and cutting, and create snowflakes, very easily available in the internet. With waste paper, they can do it, and then start with the topic of how these are naturally formed, thus introducing the topic of crystallization. Fifth main point is giving them numerous options, a lot of them. For example, in social science class, we can introduce cultures by telling the students of different cultures to maybe label the things in their class in their own language. Tell everyone about interesting facts about your culture through simple talking or creating a PowerPoint presentation or interviews, or what about a movie. Some can be the directors, some can be the actors, some can be the script writers. So here, what are we doing? We are giving them options. Whatever they feel comfortable with, they can do that and come up and enlighten everyone with their accumulated knowledge. How interesting that can be. Well, these are the things which children love to do. Let them be their own decision makers. They will feel important and welcomed. Next practical tactic is to give them answers. Let them create questions. The answer is 987. Create a question. Some child will come up like the number of steps from my school to my school to my house is 987. The answer is helping others. Create a question. The answer is caterpillar. Create a question. You can have a competition or an activity as well, like who will make the most questions. You can definitely relate to your subject and start asking them for questions. Play games to make them feel connected, whether offline or online. Tambola in the class, bingo with adjectives, bingo with the elements in nature. And please, please laugh as much as you can with your kids. Make them feel loved and welcomed. Use these strategies and see how they are going to always help you, and be thankful later on. With this, I complete my session. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Prerna ma'am. And I really liked about the smiling part. A smile brings about so much of enthusiasm, so much of joy in the classroom. So, more than what we teach to our students, what they remember is our attitude, how we treat them, how empathetic we have been to them, how kind we have been.
Absolutely.
So great sharing. And I also liked the methodology that you followed, that give them the answers and ask them to frame the questions. Very unique
true,
idea.
Sir.
Thank you so much, Prerna ma'am, for those amazing tips. And now I'll